The Personal Data Protection Act, commonly known as the PDPA, is a law that has been put into place to guard the sanctity or the safety of every individual's personal information or data. In essence, it is a law that says your personal information ranging from your name, your ID number, your date of birth, your email address, and issues like your medical history, your job history, your job experiences, all those are information that are personal to you and henceforth should be protected, right? So it's a timely law. Now, how does that affect you as a manager? Now, the PDPA affects you in three important ways. Number one, in terms of recruitment processes. As a manager, you probably will be hiring staff and you will come into contact with a lot of employees' CVs and job application forms. You need to be sure that you have always the safety mechanisms. Employees' job application forms and recruitment and CVs shouldn't be put loosely on a table where everyone in your department has access to them. They should be placed in a confidential area, right? They should be kept in perhaps even lock and file, certainly with a cover or even in an envelope. These are information, important aspects related to the recruitment. Now, if you're sharing this with other heads of department or even HR, it is important that you make sure that there are safeguards such as envelopes, right? That any attachments clearly indicate that there are sensitive information to be shared. These are important things, precautions that you need to take. So the first is think about safe steps that you can take to preserve someone's recruitment or job application related data. Now, the second area where the PDPA practically affects you as a manager lies with requests from third parties for information on your employees, right? What happens, for instance, today is there's a lot of phishing for information, and let's say someone calls you up and says, hey, I'm calling from so-and-so bank, I'm from this law firm and I'm just wanting to find out some information about your staff. He works for you. How long has he worked for you? He gives the name of the employee. What is his salary? Is this to confirm, right? Has he been given any increment, any bonuses, this and that, any loans that you're aware of? And you are willfully sharing this information, thinking that you might be helping the staff of yours with a loan application. You may not be aware that the person's trying to fish this information out of you. He could be a divorce lawyer, for instance, who's been trying to find out what is the income sources of your employee. Now, you in this situation have, totally not realizing it, reveal sensitive personal information of your employees with a third party without verifying it. What you should have done there is you should have said, hang on, have you got the employee's consent for me to share this? Do you have a consent form that you can send it to me to show that I've got the employee's signature? Once you've obtained that consent form, you probably should get in touch with your particular staff and say, hey, I got a call from this so-and-so person requesting this information. Can I share that? Now, these are steps you need to take today as a boss to avoid later being legal action being taken against you personally and the company for violation of someone's personal data, for sharing unauthorized personal information. The last aspect of the Personal Data Protection Act deals with what we call sensitive personal data. And here, what we are talking about here is with regard to medical related information. Everything from someone's medical certificate slip. Right? If, for instance, the medical certificate has details such as the doctor, let's say your employee is suffering from an anxiety disorder or depression, and you've got a certificate from the psychiatrist wing of a particular hospital, clearly stating this is from clinic psychiatry so-and-so, and you use that MC and you loosely share it with other people in your department, or perhaps just don't bother putting it in an envelope. What happens later is this employer can say, hey, that is my sensitive personal information. You should have taken steps to safeguard that information and made sure that this was not shared. That is sensitive personal data as per the law, and I now contend that this has been a serious violation of my rights under the Personal Data Protection Act. So as a boss, be aware, recruitment information, requests by third parties for information on your employees, and third, especially when it comes to dealing with medical information. They require a heightened state of care. You need to make sure that stringent protective steps are taken to secure the confidentiality of this personal data. Thank you.